Hey guys, happy Monday. So what I wanted to come in and talk about today is something that I was really struggling with over the weekend. And something that I have struggled with like periodically on my journey like the rest of us, and that is what happens when you feel discouraged or I guess sidetracked on your path towards your goals. And actually somebody asked me recently, like, what do you do when you need to stay focused on your goals? And so this is kind of oriented in that response. So when I was feeling this way yesterday, and I was like looking through all my podcasts that I typically listen to get some sort of like external source of motivation or like guidance, and I couldn't find anything. So that's why I wanted to give this to you guys in case this is what you need today. So for me, one of the things that I really, really believe in regards to getting yourself in the right headspace towards any goal that you are chasing for yourself is journaling, or really just taking the time to write it down. So what I do is, so let's say, for example, referring back to when I first went gluten-free, I wrote at the top of the paper why I'm going gluten-free. Why is it important for me to live a gluten-free lifestyle? And because at the time, this is the issue that I was struggling with. And I was feeling so frustrated at the time. And I just went on this paper and I vented everything. I talked about why I wanted to go gluten-free. I talked about why I was having a hard time with it. I talked about why or how I felt when I ate foods that contained gluten. I talked about why I wanted to feel better. I talked about the ways that I felt like my life would change by going gluten-free, the things that I wanted to see happen to my life from going gluten-free, and the reasons why I was going to then move forward and adhere to those changes that I was making in regards to living gluten-free. I've done this same thing when I was in nursing school. I wrote down all of the reasons why, maybe why I was having a hard time, or why I really wanted to be a nurse, why I needed to keep going, why even though this was hard, like keep going, like you have a bigger dream that you're chasing, even though it's hard right now. I did this when I was in school for nutrition. So many areas of my life, like I have done this time and time again. Even to the point where now, today, every single day when I wake up, I have a journal right beside my bed and I write down my goals. I write down what I want to accomplish in my life. I write down how it feels. I write down how it feels when I don't get there. I write down how I feel when I make those steps and how I feel when I accomplish them, and why it's important to me, because that's really a key thing of nailing down why you are on that journey, why you are reaching for that goal. Now, another thing, aside from the journaling aspect and really tying yourself to your why and tying yourself to that goal, aside from that, you need to talk to somebody. Hands down, this is so freaking important when you are feeling discouraged, when you are feeling like you just can't go on, when you feel like you're alone, you need to talk to somebody. And this could be multiple people here, okay? For me, it is multiple people. I talk to God. I talk to, maybe it's one of my best friends or a sister, my dad, somebody that means a lot to me in my life. And I talk to my coach. I talk to my teammates, okay? These are people that I know I can connect to directly to give me guidance, to make me feel like I'm not alone, and that I can reach for that sense of advice, that I can get something from them in regards to getting me back on my path towards reaching my goals. So with faith, with talking to God, it's taking the fear out of the equation, and it's giving power to somebody else other than myself while still making actions towards my goals. You're not just throwing your hands in the air and say, well, if it will be, it will be. No, but you're saying that you understand and you recognize that you cannot do this alone and that you need help, and that's okay. So that is something that I reach for to God for. And then also, specifically over the weekend, I was having like a really difficult time in regards to my journey with bikini competing. And so I reached out to my coach. And so we had our check-in this weekend, and I reached out to her because I needed help. I needed guidance. I needed advice. And like, that was amazing because she cared enough to literally call me on the phone and talk to me about it. And the same thing goes for my teammates. When I'm having a rough day and I reach out to my teammates and they give me a hand, they boost me up, they empower me, and they are literally like the biggest hype girls I've ever had in my fucking life. And it's like so amazing to have people like that in your corner. But what I'm sharing with you guys, why I'm telling you this, is because it is so important to have people that make you feel like you are not alone, so that you understand that you are not in this by yourself. And there was a time in my life where I truly did feel alone. I didn't feel like I had people to go to, people to turn to when I needed somebody, when I needed guidance, when I felt upset, when I felt like I was literally the only person in this world that cared whether I was alive or not. And so feeling like that, feeling that sense of loneliness, I never want anyone to feel that way. So even if you don't necessarily have a strong sense of support around you right now, number one, I encourage you to seek it. I encourage you to put yourself in the direct path of people that will give you a better life and encourage you to be a better person. But I also encourage you, if you feel like you just cannot find that for yourself right now, please reach out to God. God is always going to be there for you. You always have that sense of a higher power because you are always enough. Even if you're not enough for yourself, God knows that you are enough. God views you as enough and as beautiful. He created you in His image, and you are beautiful enough to be saved if you only have the courage to ask for that help when you need it. Along with your faith, if you're not somebody of faith, that's like, I'm not trying to preach to anybody, but maybe go see counseling. Go to a mental health counselor, somebody that can hear your story from an outside perspective and not give you bias. Maybe you feel like those friends around you really aren't your friends anymore. You need to talk to somebody else that can get you help, somebody else that can give you the guidance and let you know that you're not alone, let you know that it's going to be okay, let you know that you are purpose, that you are enough, and that you can change your life if you're only willing to make those steps towards doing so. Because it's never the end of the road. It's never the end of your journey, as long as you refuse to give up. But once you lay down, once you throw in the towel, once you say, woe is me, it's out of my hands, and you give up your sense of responsibility, that is where things get dangerous. That is where shit really hits the fan. So I just wanted to share this with you guys because when I'm feeling like this, these are the things that always help me get through. Even if I have to do it multiple times a day, multiple days in a row. Sometimes once isn't enough, and that's okay. But like I said, it's not okay to give up. So if you have to get out your journal and your notepad every single morning and remind yourself of your goals, reminding yourself of why you're not giving up, reminding yourself of why you are enough and why you are purpose and why this is your goal and your life mission to achieve that goal, or maybe it's just a stepping stone on the journey towards reaching your bigger goals. Remind yourself of that every single day. Remind yourself of that when things get tough. And you know what? Reach out to God when you need to. He's always there for you. He's always going to listen to you, whether you realize it or not. And reach out to that best friend. Reach out to your family members that maybe you feel like always will have your back. And if you don't feel like you have that, like I said, reach out to God or reach out to mental health counseling. Reach out to maybe get yourself a team. Get yourself some motherfucking powerhouse people in your life that are going to empower you to be better. Because if you are the sum of the 5 people that you spend the most time with, what does that mean for you? Who are you then, if you think about the people that are around you? Because I can tell you what, when I was really going through some shit in my life, the 5 people that I was spending the most time with, I don't even think they knew who they were because they were so fucking drunk or high or whatever the fuck, off their rockers, insane like me. So that to me, knowing where I'm at now and knowing the people that I surround myself with now, I never even thought that people could be so positive about me or say such amazing things about me that I don't even say about myself half the time. Like I said, in regards to when I was struggling, I know I always have my teammates and my coach to reach out to. And even how this weekend, my coach had my back. She had my back. And I know every single one of my teammates always has my back, even when I don't feel like maybe sometimes even my family members don't have my back. And that's a harsh reality to face. I'm not taking away from the fact that my family members love me or that your family members love you, but that also goes to say that your family may not always have the same vision, the same goals and aspirations for you that you do for yourself. And a lot of times, your goals, if they're really fucking big, they could scare your family members. they could look at those goals and see them as a self-reflection of, wow, she's really going for it, and I didn't. So let me hold her back. Even though they might not necessarily be wanting to do that to you, it's just this millions of mirrors mentality that's reality. So sometimes, even though when our family members do love us, they may not always have our best interest at heart. And like I said, that's a hard pill to swallow. But if you've got other people in your life that you can draw to, that you can code to, when you need that support, when you need that extra impact, that advice, that guidance, that's really powerful. And like I said, I mean, God always has your back. I journal to God every single day. That's kind of what my daily goal setting behavior has turned into. I used to do like a gratitude practice. Every morning I would journal about the things that I was grateful for in my life. And now it's really kind of turned into a journal to God. Every morning I start out and I'm like, dear God, thank you for blessing me with the opportunity to pursue my goals today. And I just go and I just talk and I say, like, please be with me as I shine my true light, and like whatever I'm feeling, I put it out onto the page and I just journal for like 15 minutes, and it's really cleansing, and it really helps me to understand or feel that God is on my side, because I'm telling you, the days that I don't do it, I can tell. Like, one of the things specifically, like, I am so nervous about being an OR nurse. Like, this is my first nursing career, and I feel like I know absolutely nothing to do with being in the operating room. Obviously, I'm learning, and that's part of my training and part of my orientation, but that fear-based thinking, when I don't pray in the morning, it stays with me all day, and I can feel it in my stomach when I head into the operating room. But when I do pray in the morning, it's like that fear-based thinking goes out the window and in some way is turned into excitement or love. Like, that's the only way I can describe it. And I feel like everything's gonna be okay. And whew, not to get emotional, but like, that's exactly how I felt when I first started my health and fitness journey. Like, I was doing these workouts in my basement and sweating my fucking ass off, and it was literally like the one time of day that I didn't think about all the shit I was going through in my life, all the people that done me wrong. I didn't think about any of them. It was literally just me. And I just remember this one specific instant where, like, I just finished my workout, sweaty as shit, and I was looking out the window, and it was just like, I felt that love. I felt that sense of everything is gonna be okay. And that to me, like, that is really what was the catalyst for me in regards to sticking with exercise and nutrition, because I knew that it had unlocked this whole other world for me. And like, it was almost like I needed that, the catalyst of exercise, to open myself to something greater than myself, to open myself to the possibilities that I wasn't alone, to open myself to the prayers that I had been asking for. So that's what I wanted to share with you guys, because I really hope that you guys know that you're not alone either, and you're never alone. Even in your struggles, there are so many ways that you can empower yourself and surround yourself with empowering people in order to get you out of those situations. So I encourage you today to maybe engage in some of these behaviors that I discussed with you guys. Take out that journal, maybe do that hard workout, open yourself to higher possibilities to becoming your best self. Maybe reach out to those people in your life that you feel like are your strong support systems. Get yourself a coach, get yourself a team, get yourself a mental health counselor. Talk with God, spend some time with yourself, by yourself, maybe speaking with God or speaking with somebody else that's going to give you that guidance, that advice that you need today to pull through. That advice that you need, that guidance that you need to pull through every single day in pursuit of your goals, because you are worth it. That reminder that you are enough, that you are strong, that you are beautiful, you are smart, and you can do anything you set your damn mind to, because you are purpose. And God created you in his own image with his own beauty, his vision for you to create a beautiful life for yourself, not to break down, to have beautiful triumphs, to have success in your life. That is what his vision was for you, and that is possible when you believe in yourself too. When you let go of those fear-based thoughts and you step into your true potential of what you were meant to be, and recognize that it is never over. It is never over over unless you refuse to take that step towards action in changing your life. And you're not alone. You're not alone. You're never alone. So that's what I wanted to share. And I hope you guys really get through whatever shit that you're trying to get through today, because it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. I can promise you. Just don't stop taking them steps, girlfriend. XOXO.